firehouse somewhere here in the area. I believe where we left off, folks from the fire department was gonna maybe examine a few other areas that had been verbally made available, or available for inspection, I guess. Did you guys have any luck following up with any
We've
other
talked to a few
additional?
people, but so far we haven't been able to look at anything.
Haven't been able to look at
You
any?
know.
Okay. So how many spots did you say you looked at so far, aside from the park?
3.
You had kind of 3.
Yeah.
And then you had some soil testing that happened that came back unsatisfactory
Right.
for septic at the other locations.
Yeah.
Is there any odds that you have documentation of those?
I don't have,
findings?
no, Bob should have it. I don't know, I'm surprised he's not here tonight. I haven't talked to him today, but, no, I don't have anything.
You think those do exist maybe?
I didn't have anything to do with the soil sample.
Oh, gotcha.
Is that 3 additional or 3 total? You were
3
at,
total.
you were at 3.
Yeah, he's
last
looking at
meeting.
3, yeah.
Okay, so no additional.
Additional, there was 2 possibilities, but we haven't looked at any of them. So far, the owner, I've been told the owners haven't gave us okay to go look at them or do anything farther, so. But when it comes to the park, I can tell you our membership, we're not going there. We're not gonna build on the park, so.
Okay.
We'll find something, and if we don't find it today, we'll find it 6 months from now, I don't know.
There's just too many problems with the park. And it's not the community's opposition. When we look at it for our use, which is gonna be the betterment for the community, as a builder of 35 years, basically have a college degree in building, the ground there may perk for a septic, but it is not something that is easily built on. That is just plain and simple. The drainage there is past atrocious. Everybody's ever been to Jubilee after a thunderstorm? You don't walk through the Jubilee, you wade through it. The only thing holding you up is the tree roots. I say that from a building standpoint. The other point is narrow entrance and access to it. You know, we're gonna be, if that building was sitting there right now and these stones dropped out and we had to go, we're gonna have people coming in and people going out. You'll notice the size of the road we have coming in and out of our firehouse and the size of the parking lot we have there.
It's pretty large, yeah.
We're moving stuff that is bigger than a school bus. Alright? Or as big.
I got one truck that weighs almost 80,000 pounds, so
Yeah.
it would never be able to go in there.
No. And you have to look in the soil. It may pass for a park, but everybody sitting in here pretty much, I know, lives around here, knows the farmers. Ground's gotta be damn near perfect before you can roll a tractor across it, let alone a good piece of equipment. If you went into there, you would have to put, in my opinion, and then you could ask an engineer, you're gonna look at 2 foot of slate, which after it's tracked in and interlocked and pounded in place, is like a jigsaw puzzle you can't break apart. Then you're looking at a foot thick of reinforced concrete with at least number 5 to number 6 rebar on a minimum of 1 foot centers. You're going to raise the elevation of that building up approximately this much to support the kind of weight that we're going to put on it. Now, a bulldozer has tracks, so every one of those little cleats sets down and disperses the weight of the dozer. Those trucks, you got about this much space, about this much space, holding up 80,000 pounds times about 4. So you have PSI on the concrete, standard issue concrete for normal 4 6 is what we're sitting on here, be around 3,000 or 3,500 to 4,000 PSI. It means 1 square inch of this will hold 4,000 pounds. We're talking 80,000 pound truck. It wouldn't, I'm not saying it couldn't be done, but it is not actually worth the time and effort to try it. And on top of that, coming in and out of it, the road is too narrow. You would have to widen it, because we need to be able to bring a truck in and out of there. We would have a hydrant put in to fill those trucks and use it as a fill station, as well as the one here at the water tower and a structural fire. We need all the water we can get. So we would use a relay. It don't work real well when you got 2 of them big trucks meeting head on right there in that spot. That's from a builder's point of view. And you know, understand, run into some opposition, everybody, nope, don't want this. Well, that ain't gonna happen. Not at that park.
I guess I was under the impression there was just gonna be like a little, maybe one truck, something like that.
We were looking at 3 trucks.
3 trucks.
3 trucks with a meeting room on it. So basically 3-bay pole barn. You were gonna have a brush truck, you were gonna have an engine, and you were gonna have a tanker sitting here.
I think when we left off the last meeting, we thought it was gonna be more of like a community center with maybe a.
That's the meeting room.
Lean-to for.
That's the meeting room I'm talking about. Lean-to meeting room on the side where people could meet, whatever.
Okay.
But as the department discussed, if it was to take place like that, and maybe he's ready to kill me, but I don't, we cannot allow public access to our apparatus.
Sure. Yeah, it has
If
to be.
they're sitting, if this was the building we talked about, there'd be a door right here locked to the public.
Sure. It'd have to be.
We
locked.
have had problems with members' kids getting on an apparatus. And you think they're big and tough? What was it, $12,000 to fix? $7,000?
$7,000 on
Yeah.
our big tanker when somebody thought it was a jungle gym. So for a Christmas party.
Yeah. We cannot allow, and it's not being rude,
No, that's.
it is for,
Yeah.
kids love fire trucks.
Well,
And if you're standing there with them, that's one thing, but you cannot allow public access to that equipment.
No, 100%.
When we reach for it, we need to know it's there because somebody's light's on line. And if somebody moved it, somebody walked off with it, or it's broke, we're SOL.
Yeah.
What's that?
I suppose if the Chelsea Park location is off the table, then it's not gonna require any further involvement on our part. Is the,
Move for adjournment. That's about it.
No, I got a question.
Hmm?
I got a question for y'all. Now, I wanna make very clear to everyone in this room, this is Paul Tafflinger, a member of Saluda Township community, taxpayer, SSA. I am no way here at this point, from this point on, am I representative of Hanover Fire Department, any Masonic Lodge I'm a member of, unions or anything else. Anybody not understand what I'm saying? This is me speaking. My kids used to want to always play at Chelsea Park, and I was under the false impression that the Jubilee Committee owned the park. That's why I stayed locked up. So I took my kids, I found that out on last month. So I would take my kids down to Clark County, Marysville, which is an open park that the community pays for out of tax money, and keeps upkeep on it, and let my kids play. The only time my kids ever got to play was when up here, was when I would stop in to visit with Uncle Johnny, John McNeely, or Charles Chud McNeely, who were my family, when they were working on doing the Jubilee. Now my kids are grown now, but I find it a little bit no, I ain't gonna say distressing, it just flat pisses me off. And my tax money, I find out, has been supporting that park while it's locked up. And if you wanna use it, it's $75 ransom. That's how I look at it. I done some checking, had someone do some checking. Any publicly funded area like that, you can't exclude the public. You can't even, for the courthouse, every one of us is a tax-paying individual here, as I was brought to my attention, when I questioned the person, individual I was talking to. They said, you can go sit in the courthouse every day it's open. Only place you can't legally go in there, or without causing problems, would be the judge's chambers, because he is a public official, and that is his private office. So he has things in there that, so you can't just wander into the judge's chambers. But any of us can go sit every day the courthouse is open. You can go sit as long as you abide by the rules, don't cause any disturbances. Every day the courthouse is open, you can go sit in a courtroom and watch the proceedings. Why? Because you pay taxes and part of that building and that property belongs to you because you pay for it. Everybody in Saluda's paying for that park. Ain't nobody got access to it unless they get the billfold out. Our billfold was brought out by tax money. It would be my recommendation to you, open the park before you get yourself on one hell of a ringer.
Paul, we're working on that.
Yeah, don't think that we had major.
Well, I know it seems to be a past practice, and I understand you all aren't the ones that originally did that.
Appreciate you.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, The only reason I haven't pushed this farther is because I know 3 of you sitting at that table, and this lady I don't think's been in here very long. That's a past practice I think needs to be ended. I understand, you may, anything that's open to the public gets damaged.
Just
My tax money goes to fix.
this is something, just so you know, and since we do have a lot of the community here, this is one of the things that I ran on, was to open the park up. It took us a while. Most of my first year as trustee, I was dealing with issues from a previous trustee in meetings and things with the state. So once we kind of got that cleared up, by the time that was done, it was late in the fall. We've finally got some things together, got a bid package together, and you see this past summer, we created the intergates. At this point, the next move is to, we've got our internet up out there. We've got some cameras that we're gonna be putting in out there. And then once all that is complete, the outer gate will open up. The inner gates will remain locked because we don't need, there's gonna be some security there for vehicle traffic. But the outer gate will open up. Anybody will be able to access that. You'll be able to pull into that outer parking lot, into that parking lot area that's there. Also, we have, when we added the internet access out there, we went ahead and set up a free side of it, so that anybody that had kids, whoever, it doesn't matter. We did it for the thought of, hey, some of us have kids. If our internet goes down at home, hopefully we have internet there, even though we got kids that have homework issues. Anyways, there will be a sign up with a kind of like, I don't know if you've driven past the town hall in Hanover. You can go out and park in front of the town hall in Hanover. There's a Wi-Fi username and password that's there. That will be there will be something very similar that will be posted on the outside of the shelter house that's there. So yeah, that was one of the things that I ran on, and that's what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing. So because of the way that the budget works, I didn't understand the budget the very first year, so we were very constrained with money. This fiscal year, this year, we spent all but about $1,000 of what was budgeted for that project out there. And then for next fiscal year, we've bounced up the township, the park to what, 30, what did we go to? Few tens of thousands of dollars, because we know that, hey, there's some things that we want to do. So in the previous meetings, we've talked about updating some of the equipment that's out, we've already made repairs to the slide that was there. So that slide is now safe and usable. We've talked about bringing in like playground cover for underneath of things for the safety aspect. So just so you know, and so that everybody here knows, you're exactly right. For a long, long time, if you're a Saluda Township resident, your tax dollars have been funding essentially the Jubilee. Because if you weren't willing to pay $75, you're exactly right. You did not have access to the park. So that is something that we are rectifying.
Well, I'll just put this out there to the best of my understanding of what was explained to me. That every day that the is barred from entry is an infringement upon the law. I think that's about as simple and plain a way as I can. So, as I understand drug cranes and all that.
Well, we have to make it safe. A lot of that playground equipment out there is rusted and where children can get hurt. We're actively looking for donations for that, for grants. We're searching school systems that have old playground equipment. It does have to stay safe for the public, but we do want to keep it open. It is our main goal.
Ma'am, if you have a swing set that's got long chains on, you don't have money to put it in, you go out and you take that swing out of service.
We have to accept it.
I understand if you let me finish. But kids want to play basketball court sitting there, never seen anything that looked like it was dangerous on that.
Well, no, I'm not saying all
If
of
you
it's
have
dangerous.
something that's a danger, I understand you take that out of service, but to deny the people the chance to go there and let a kid playing on the ball court or anything else.
We're trying to
you need to
rectify it.
understand, past practice is illegal.
We,
And
as
I'm not
a
here to
board, are
debate
trying
or
to
argue,
get
I mean,
that better.
the reason that I haven't pushed this matter a whole lot farther before I brought it to your attention is the fact that there are two people sitting at the table that I've known for years and watched grow up. You know, because when I found this out and knew that I was taking my kids to another county so they could play, while I'm paying for somebody to have their own private park, and my kids wanted to play there, I had to reach in my wallet and pull out some more money. Option A, open it. Option B, start writing out checks to everybody for the time they lost it, they had the kids in the park playing. That's the end of my discussion on that.
Is that all right? Guess, nobody else is good for a drink?
Well, I got one more thing. The statement you said is, I mean, everything he said is 100% correct. The statement you said is, tax dollars does not fund the Chelsea Jubilee. We are an association, we have our money, we are a nonprofit, we earn our money. We fund the Jubilee, just so everybody here understands that. And everything that goes inside of the square, you know, inside the driveway, all the electric is funded by
Oh,
us.
I know all that. I know
Yeah,
that.
you do. Yeah.
I did. I checked it all.
You were there with me, so, but the point of the
appreciate
matter
you.
is the taxpayer dollars do not fund the Chelsea Jubilee. The Chelsea Jubilee Association funds the Jubilee.
You are a self-funded entity.
That's exactly correct. I just wanted to make sure
That
that
was the
was.
terminology that was told to me, self-funded entity.
Yes, we are. I'm done. I just wanted to make that clear.
Is there any other new business that anybody would like to bring up? Any other thoughts or opinions that want voiced?
Yeah, why did Ryan purchase land from Gary Good? And it's public record, you can go out to the courthouse and see how much, but I'm just curious.
Who?
Gary, Ryan
I think
purchased
that was-
land from Gary Good. I'm
I
not
think
sure
it
how
was
much.
the-
It's
I-
public.
It was the easement. He went ahead and sold the easement to it for them to run the lines through it.
I'm kind of surprised at that last meeting that.
It had already been taking place before all this.
Oh, they already had an agreement, it just hadn't went through yet. I see.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, that's a private matter.
That's public
People's own
record.
private property.
You go down to courthouse, it's
sell what
public
they want.
record. It's public.
Yeah. We just don't have anything to do with it.
Nah.
I'm just curious, I thought maybe they might have an angle to make it go through, that's
Right.
why I was curious and excited about it. I thought, hey, maybe Ryan's got some kind of angle to make it happen, you know, that's why. But I didn't even know, I was just having good thoughts.
I hadn't heard of it. If nobody else has any other thoughts or opinions they'd like to express, I'm gonna probably move to adjourn the meeting.
Do it.
Thanks for coming.
Meeting adjourned.